Tonight we have a new and yes, an unusual warning about the threat of domestic terrorism across the U.S. The Department of Homeland Security issued a rare alert saying that violent extremists could be gearing up to make trouble as the pandemic restrictions here ease and many of us are out and about again. NBC4's I-Team's Lolita Lopez sat down with a security expert to find out what you need to know.
What I picked up in the bulletin is that the January 6th insurrection was facilitated by a whole lot of individualized movements, has not gone away.
Sitting down with NBC4 security consultant and expert on domestic terrorism, USC's Errol Southers, we talked about the Capitol riot on January 6th and this new bulletin from the Department of Homeland Security, something you don't see every day, saying in part the Homeland is facing threats that have evolved significantly and become increasingly complex and volatile in 2021. This announcement to the public is a rare thing that everybody can get this bulletin.
This is a rare thing, and what's even more rare is that they put an end date on it of August 13th.
The bulletin warns about possible targets like government buildings and police stations, and about misinformation, perceived grievances, and false narratives shared with the intent to incite violence. It also says some people may seek to exploit the easing of COVID-19 related restrictions in the U.S.
Unfortunately, COVID, no pun intended, became an incredible incubator for these movements. They were able then to move themselves online to platforms that aren't typically open to the average person in the dark web. They were able to recruit, they were able to radicalize. It came under the very large umbrella of anti-government extremism.
The Anti-Defamation League has been tracking hate, extremist, anti-religious, and other incidents nationwide for years. Check out their map. Between 2011 and 2016, there were just over 1,500 incidents. From 2016 through this year, that number jumps to more than 19,000. It includes terrorist plots, attacks, shootouts between extremists and police. A majority of the incidents are related to the distribution of white supremacist propaganda.
The data has pointed in this direction for going on 15 to 20 years. So we've just been in denial.
For the public, should we be frightened about something like this?
We should be informed, which is what this bulletin is trying to do. We should be aware.
The bulletin is not discreet. It wants people to come forward, directing them to FBI and other law enforcement centers. What types of things should we be looking out for?
I think that we really have to be sensitive to actions and words that suggest someone might want to do something nefarious.
How can we really make that dividing line between threat and free speech, that we're not just pointing fingers at everybody?
The most difficult challenge we have is to be a free speech democratic society. And free speech does not mean you get to threaten people.
The LAPD and LA County Sheriff's Department telling the I-Team they are aware of the warning. In an email, the LAPD says it is working with both our federal and local law enforcement partners on any potential threats, adding, "We are not aware of any specific or credible threats for Los Angeles." And Southers, a former police officer and FBI agent, says that what happened on January 6th also shows that an officer in uniform for many people means government, and they are possible targets too. For the I-Team, Lolita Lopez, NBC4 News.